New York will remain a city of immigrants, a city built by immigrants, powered by immigrants, and as of tonight, led by an immigrant. So hear me, President Trump, when I say this. To get to any of us, you will have to get through all of us. My friends, we have toppled a political dynasty. Who made this movement their own. I speak of Yemeni bodega owners and Mexican abuelas, Senegalese taxi drivers and Uzbek nurses, Trinidadian line cooks and Ethiopian aunties. Yes, aunties. To every New York.
I feel like everyone wants to take credit for what America has become, or what it is today, as it stands today, while simultaneously kind of discrediting and undermining the fact that there was hundreds of years of evils and atrocities that happened to even get America to the point where people would even want to be here at all, that people would want to migrate over here. Because the truth be told is nobody in their right mind would leave their homeland, their family, their friends, to come to a place that didn't already have some level of opportunity, that wasn't already built up with some type of infrastructure. Like, immigration didn't really start happening heavily until like the 20s and 30s. And I'm not saying that to undermine any person who was an immigrant and came over here and made a great life for themselves. But what I am saying is that it seems like when it comes time to be proud of like who you've become as an immigrant and what you've built and what you've established here, it's like, it's all good, like, because your family's from somewhere else and you're proud of what you created over here. But at the same time, whenever a person who doesn't have an immigrant background, like the foundational Black Americans, the freedmen, or even, the whites, the people who were descendants of the white slave owners, right? Like, basically, if you don't have an immigrant story, you don't have an immigrant background, that's when it becomes a problem for you to show pride in being American or having foundational American roots. That's when people start to bring up, oh, well, this is stolen land. This country was built on stolen land. You're not truly American because you're not a Native American. So I feel like if you don't have an immigrant background and you are part of the lineage of people who came from centuries of atrocities on this land, you're not really allowed to have pride in what you contribute or what your lineage contributed. You're not really allowed to like be proud to be American, right? You're only allowed to be proud to be American if you're not from America. You're only allowed to say that you've built something and built up something if you have an immigrant background. And that's just something that I noticed. Like, not really something I normally speak on, but I noticed it. Everybody wants to take credit for it's built up into a great place. And a lot of people had contributed to this. But all I'm saying is it just seems like you're only allowed to say that you built up America as long as you were not a part, your lineage doesn't go back to the foundation of America as a nation.
So this is what I'm going to say, right? I would just like to say, for anybody who is Black American, right, generationally in the city of New York, good luck. Because now you're really going to see how people view you. People are really going to give you their asses to kiss. You heard the mayor. basically state that this is built and run by immigrants. Immigrants are the only reasons why New York even exists at this moment in time. Never mind you the history of, Wall Street. Never mind the history of the black slaves, right? Never mind any of that. It was specifically only on the backs of immigrants. Nobody else had any type of thing to deal with that. The other thing that I also want to highlight as well too is that a lot of y'all don't pay attention to the news. Y'all don't just so happen to look around. If you don't know what I'm referring to, you might want to go do your research on Dearborn, Michigan. That, at least in my opinion, I want to say that they have the highest, but at least the densest, Muslim, Arab, population there out of the United States. And you can hear the Dearborn residents online complaining, going to town hall meetings, complaining about the prayer music and all these other things that take place. It is so dense there for the most part that pretty much all facets of the police department are Arab. There's nothing that you can, it is inescapable. It's like Thanos. It is just there. And they've had a lot of protest and speakers there that talked about death to America and America will fall and this, that, and the third and all these. Like I said, you don't even understand what this really is. And a lot of other people don't even understand it, nor do they see it. You know why a lot of people don't care? Because it has nothing to do with them, because it's not a part of their town, their city, or their state as of yet. And this also comes from the fact that, again, a lot of these people are not American first. And I'm going to clearly state that again. He has an agenda directly for immigrants. That means that anybody who is not an immigrant, he does not have an agenda for. He is not going to care for. He is not going to, they're not going to be a priority, right? The only people that are going to be a priority are the immigrants specifically there. And I promise you, he's going to make sure that his people are going to be top priority. I can promise you, give it about a good 5 to 10 years, you're going to see an increase of his people specifically coming directly to the United States, directly to New York. I wonder why. But like I said before, it'd be like that though. It'd be like that. This is what it looks like when you have those out there that do not believe and have America first. They're not born here. They're not raised here generationally. They don't have a lineage here. They don't really have blood ties here. A lot of these folks that just get here, they've been here for 5 seconds. Maybe at the most 5 to 10, maybe 15 minutes. Why it is that you got Black Americans that have been here for how long? Generationally? How thick are those blood ties? How woven are we? How integral are we to the infrastructure of this society, to the soil, to all of the trees and everything that's around here? Like I said before, it'd be like that though. So to a lot of Black Americans, this is why you need to specifically have the mind frame of being Black American, being proud of your heritage, being proud of your lineage, being proud of your history, being proud of your people. It don't matter if it's the good, the bad, or the ugly. At this moment in time, you might as well sit up there and just be proud of every single thing, because you're looking at slowly but surely an erasure that is taking place when it deals with Black Americans in a lot of these areas, in a lot of these places. Because as I stated, and I'm going to state again, none of these folks here care about you. None of these folks here view you as a priority. None of them view you as a friend. None of them view you as an ally. None of them really want you around, because the main thing that they do is what you see directly in front of you. They will hobnob. They will decide to, be amongst you, be with you side by side. They might even dance to the music, right? To show that to show that they fit in. But the moment in time that they really make it, that's when you're going to start to see that separation. This is when they push everything that they've done in the past directly to the side, and they cut ties with all of it. And then they show you who it is that they really are and what it is that they are realistically about. And then because you decided to side with them, you decided to propel them and push them forward, now you're sitting back as a Black American looking stupid. You're like, yo, I thought we was friends. You thought wrong. How many more times do we got to sit up there and show, and we got to bring forth to people that, yo, these people do not specifically care directly for you. It is us versus everybody else. Like I said, he came out on stage to hip hop, to rap music. Immigrants didn't have nothing to do with that. His people didn't have nothing to do with that. But like I said before, you got a lot of these folks wanting to take credit for every single thing directly out here. And especially if Black Americans had something to sit up there and do about it. It wasn't that long ago that I saw this dude directly online at some type of club or engagement. He was just up there on stage dancing to some rap music. And you saw all these other folks out there sitting up there like, yeah, dancing and like basically praising this dude as if he's the man and all this. Like I said, that's all they got to do. All they got to do is just dance with some people. They got to just listen to the music and automatically they got the votes. Like I said, whatever happens is whatever happens because people decided to vote for it and people decided not to pay attention. It be like that.